Now, what makes a good message? Well, first of all, we know it's got to be in 9 seconds. Secondly, it can't have a lot of facts and statistics. Thirdly, it's got to be comprehensible to people. Nobody knows what the WSCADV is. Nobody knows what you went to this weekend. They can't even pronounce it. Some people may think it's a dirty word, in fact, if they're not really listening. So you have to leave your acronyms at home. You have to leave your bill numbers at home. You have to leave your programs at home. But actually, that's good. It's one of the reasons why I like talking to an audience like you all, because you're at the grassroots level. You're real. You're not normal, but you are real. And you're having real conversations every day where you know that that kind of stuff doesn't work. So successful messages resonate at a core values level. They have emotional content to them. And our 3 best messages, and I'll show you the language in a moment, revolved around human rights, right versus wrong, and using education to prevent violence. Now that's a pretty good terrain, right? I mean, those are really strong messages. And those are areas that I think motivate us. And one of the problems we always have is if the messages that motivate us and that we want to carry are not the messages that motivate the public, then it's hard, because it's hard to carry messages that you don't truly believe in. It's always easier to communicate at core level that you believe in too. Well, I think many of us, oops, I forgot to turn the chart, sorry. Many of us are on these messages because we believe in these values as well. One of the things about messages that are important today in particular is to make sure that they empower people, not disempower people. So there are many, many things that we could say that disempower people. They make it think like, that's so big, I have no idea how I could make any difference in it. That's so big and it's so private, how could I intervene in that? That's so dangerous, an area that you all have to worry about, right? I'm nervous about getting involved in it. So there are lots of messages that we have traditionally had in this movement over time that are actually disempowering to people. The good news about these messages, particularly the last one, education to prevent violence, is that it empowers people. It makes people think, okay, there's something I could do here, and there's something I could do in the context of everything else that's on my plate, because I got a lot on my plate. I've got, every woman in here has at least 2 jobs, right? And maybe 3. People have a lot on their plates today. And so they've got to think about things that they can do in bite-sized morsels. They've got to think about things that they can do in episodic intervention, because it's really hard for people to have time to take on big issues. The point of message discipline is discipline. If you have 9 seconds, and if you have, let's say they decided the president in 15 minutes, so you had 5 minutes with people over the course of the next year, you got to repeat and repeat and repeat the same message, right? McDonald's doesn't sell hamburgers by moving a different ad out every week, right? They repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat the same theme until your little 4-year-old can cite the McDonald's theme, right? And the taco theme and the Dairy Queen theme. And there's a reason for that. And remember, McDonald's has a great day, great, fantastic week if they sell hamburgers to 12% of Americans. You only have a good day if you've convinced half of Washington State to believe what you believe in. So they've got a lot easier job than we do. We got a lot more people to talk to with a lot fewer resources. So you have to decide on a message and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until your family's absolutely nauseated by it, your friends can't stand you. Then maybe you're starting to break through. So what is our strongest message? Living a life free of violence is a basic right for everyone, and it goes against our values when girls and women are beaten and raped. All girls and women deserve the basic rights and fundamental freedoms of life, liberty, safety, and respect. And when these rights are violated, we have a duty to help. No one should be subjected to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment, and violence against girls and women is an extreme human rights violation that must be stopped. Now, this situates an argument about America can do better and your communities can do better, but within the context of still patting ourselves on the back a little bit. America believes we're second rate now in everything, but they are really tired of being sick and tired. And Americans are really looking to hold on to something about ourselves that we can feel good about. So this embeds it in that norm of we are better on rights for girls and women, but we can do even better. And we should stand up for that trait, that value that is at the essence of who we are. Second message that tested very strongly was right versus wrong. When we talk about violence against girls and women, it really comes down to right versus wrong. When girls and women are beaten and raped, when they're killed or forced into prostitution just to survive, it violates what we believe in. We are taught that you stand up for the vulnerable and fight injustice, even when it's hard. Violence against girls and women is not consistent with our values and not what our country stands for. So you can see the same kind of logic to this message as well. And finally, a message that comes from a slightly different perspective. So those messages make people motivated, they want to do something, they want to believe in what you believe in, they want to hold politicians accountable, but doesn't necessarily give them a great sense of what they can do about it. Here is a message that makes people feel empowered that they can take action in this social movement.